where fights pack lots of punch, jokes are lots of fun. No time for waiting. Jump, 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 jump. Go with courage in your heart. Full strength for the next battle.
That's right. It's Daima time again. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to New Station. I'm just a fan of animation, including two Super Saiyans that fight for the fate of the world, as well as TV and movies. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to our little coverage of the brand new Dragon Ball anime, Dragon Ball Daima, with yet another late review. I know, I'm sorry. I keep trying to keep up, at the same time I also keep falling behind, because I'm trying to catch up on Fortnite NFL and keep up with the Disney Vember stuff, and it's all just kind of becoming a mess. So I apologize in advance for me keep saying that we're caught up when we're really not. Sorry. But all I can say is, I hope you still enjoyed these reviews. I hope you're still enjoying me sharing my thoughts on this anime, because me personally, I love Daima. It feels like a great celebration and callback to everything that makes Dragon Ball such a great show. But that's just me. There are salty haters out there, so I mean, what do I know? But without further ado or delay, let's talk about this new episode titled Panzy. It doesn't have a very long summary because it's not a very long episode. Okay, yeah, it's the same length as the rest, but what I mean is not a whole lot happens. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. Every now and then you gotta have a cooldown episode before you get to like a big heavy hitter. And from what I've heard, episode 6, from the people that saw it early on Crunchyroll, people are going crazy for episode 6, is all I'm going to say for now. So, without further ado or delay, here is the summary and my thoughts about episode 5 of Dragon Ball Daima. I hope you enjoy. Panzy asks Goku how he is so strong despite being a child, and he responds by telling her that he simply trains, leading to her confusion because she doesn't know what training is. Noticing that he doesn't have the signature pointed ears of the Demon Realm race, she asks where he's from. Though he says that he is a Saiyan, Glorio's quick to point out that he is from the second demon world to avoid unnecessary questions and suspicion, because they don't know if they can trust Panzy yet. The three begin to head off with Goku accidentally letting slip that they are on their way to Kaden Castle, and so Panzy invites herself, along with Glorio's request for her not to follow. Yeah, this definitely feels kind of like a throwback to when Goku wanted to go, when Bulma wanted to go look for the Dragon Balls by herself, and Goku just tagged along anyway. Meanwhile, the military police of the Gendar, like I said, I'm not saying the full name because I can't pronounce it right, begin to awaken after previously being knocked out by Goku, with their leader demanding that he be found. After exchanging names, Panzy asks Goku what magic he's good at and demonstrates her ability to lift a small rock through, states that her real specialty is with machine tinkering. Again, throwback to classic Bulma. The small group continue to make conversation as they take a shortcut on their journey, discussing the cruelty of the Gendar and King Goma. Panzy reveals that she's actually 82 years old, quite young for her kind who live up to be 1,000 years old. And much to Goku's surprise, she's actually older than he is. I will admit that's actually pretty funny. In the Demon King Palace of the First Demon World, a babysitter recites a story to a young Dende. When Goma enters, he demands that she read out loud to him, with more emotion in her voice, as he needs to be taken good care of due to how important he will become for him. And also because he's back to being a baby and, you know, fragility and all that. Eventually, Goku, Glorio, Shin, and Panzy reach Kaden Castle, where they are greeted in hostile fashion by its guards. It is here that Panzy reveals herself to be the princess and daughter of King Kaden. Headed in, kind of like how, again, throwing back to original Dragon Ball here, where Chi-Chi reveals to Goku when she's a kid that she is the daughter of the Ox King. At least that's what it makes me think of. I don't know. Maybe it brings up something different for other Dragon Ball fans. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Heading inside, they meet with the king, who becomes annoyed that Glorio has merely brought along children when he had been promised warriors strong enough to have defeated the great Majin Buu. Panzy reassures her father of his strength, having witnessed him single-handedly take down the Gendar. After revealing that Goku and Shin are actually from the outside world, Kaden voices his intention to become the Supreme Demon King, as he does not believe that the villainous Goma is fit for the position. Kaden offers Panzy up for marriage to Goku should all his plans play out, though he tells them all he's actually married and has 2 children, much to Kaden and Panzy's surprise due to his childlike appearance. That's just one of those Goku one-liners that just makes everyone around him just shocked in result. Like, Goku has a moment like that in almost every single version of Dragon Ball, and it's always funny whenever it happens. Because they're like having a normal conversation, then Goku ends up dropping some kind of bombshell without even knowing it's a bombshell, and then everyone looks at him surprised, and like he actually has a brain. It's so funny. It's so funny. If you haven't watched Dragon Ball 4, you won't understand, but if you have, you will get the joke. It is hilarious. Shin explains that they were turned into children by Goma, and they are currently planning to acquire the 3 Demon Realm Dragon Balls from the Tamagami. Unable to truly believe Goku is as powerful as he's made out to be, the king puts him through a demonstration where he must face off against his soldiers all at once. With little effort and not receiving so much as a scratch, Goku takes down the horde of soldiers, and we get a little cameo from Super Saiyan. Thus, why it's the thumbnail of this video review. Yeah, I know some people are a little bit mad it took until episode 5 to get Super Saiyan, but I mean, come on, guys. All Dragon Ball shows start out slow. Like, the original Dragon Ball started out slow. It wasn't originally supposed to be focused on martial arts and action, but it ended up going that direction anyway. DBZ started slow. I mean, after Raditz and everything, then you had the whole giant long arc of Gohan getting trained by Piccolo, and that whole thing, as well as the journey of the Saiyans to Earth. So that was a slow start. GT had a slow start, and arguably so slow that it couldn't even recover from it, even when it tried to do something good. And then Super definitely had a slow start with recapping the movie arcs. So Dragon Ball has always had a slow start in its anime. Like, that's just a part of its DNA. You gotta get used to it. Me personally, I'm kind of glad that they kept Super Saiyan out up to this point, because it makes it feel more significant again, and not just another one of Goku's 1,000 transformations. Later that evening, Kaden's men load equipment onto the Demon Realm plane that Kaden had decided to lend Glorio so that they can make their trip to the first Dragon Ball. Shin asks the king if there is a way that he can help their friends Bulma, Vegeta, and Piccolo make their trip to the Demon Realm, as they do not have the pin number required to use Sir Warp. Yes, that's the name of that giant fish thing that Goku called a goldfish. The king calls forth Hibis and asks that he go and retrieve their friends and bring them over. Panzy appears carrying an excessive amount of luggage, another throwback to classic Dragon Ball, wanting to go along with Goku as she desires to see Goma get taken down. Boarding the ship and saying their farewells, Gloria takes off with a planned 4-day trip to the Dragon Ball. However, mere moments after having taken the air, the engine sputters and the ship crash lands, ending the episode, in classic, old-school Dragon Ball fashion. So, yeah, that's episode 5. It's one of the slower episodes, but you do get a cool little demonstration battle. You get even more great animation. Like, I can't praise it enough. The animation in Daima is so good. Like, it is so good. And you get to meet Panzy, you get to meet her dad, the king, and you get some nice callbacks to some of the other tropes and history beats from previous Dragon Ball shows. So, you pretty much get everything that you want, while also not getting an episode as packed as the previous 4. And honestly, I think that's okay. every now and then a Dragon Ball show has to slow down at some point, whether it's through filler, like it was with Dragon Ball Super, with things like the Jelly Vegeta arc and the baseball episode, or with Z and its many filler arcs like Gohan's training and Goku and Piccolo learning how to drive, which many people still consider one of the funniest and best fillers ever. Or even in the original Dragon Ball, where, again, it wasn't originally meant to be a show about martial arts, but it just kind of ended up going that direction. So, it's doing a great job at doing what it set out to do, to celebrate Dragon Ball, to add more to the lore, while also making itself stand out in its own unique way by combining all these different elements. I'm probably looking into it too deep, but that's just my take on it. I'm personally really a huge fan of this show. I'm so glad that it's getting released on Netflix so I can actually watch the damn thing, and I'm having a great time watching it every week. So, what are my final thoughts? Well, reads as such. If my dog can stop barking for 5 minutes. It's a fun episode that feels much like a throwback to classic Dragon Ball, with the introduction of a new character at the beginning of the quest, and a cool little fight mixed in. And of course, like I said, the reappearance of Super Saiyan. It's the zero bad episode streak that continues for Daima, and while it may be a slower episode, not as great as the other episodes, it's still really good, it still has essential plot points, and it's still more than worth watching. It's not a great episode because it is very heavy on its exposition dumping, but it does it in a way where it's still entertaining. It's not like with Attack on Titan where it got to the point of frustrating. So, because of that, my final verdict for Episode 5 Panzy is going to be a 7 out of 10. Though I will admit, if it weren't for Super Saiyan, it would probably be jumped down to a 6. Because it is kind of one of those slower episodes. But I'm still happy with what I saw, I'm still glad that I saw it, and I'm still having a great time watching this show. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for this review. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. Feel free to check out my previous Dragon Ball content in the playlists you find on the channel below. And I'll see you guys next time when we get to Episode 6 of Dragon Ball Daima this upcoming Friday with Lightning.